I only have $500 in my account. I want to open just 5 trades and see what can be done with that. And yes, I will be going all in on each trade. Let's see what happens over 5 trades. This is a very risky endeavor, but I'm interested in testing the robot. $543 the first trade, and I need to find a currency pair on which I can confidently earn. For this, I need a good payout, good percentages on the currency pair. For example, the British pound, Swiss franc. I activate the booster bot from the AITA team and then choose this currency pair. If I didn't mix it up, I slightly confuse the currency pairs and therefore I choose the currency pair, British pound, dollar. There's a decent price movement here, so I choose this currency pair. I select 1 minute for the trade and wait for my signal. And I receive a sell signal. Right from here, I open my sell trade, all in. Let's observe this trade. But right away, we can see a very good downward movement, which might continue for us. So let's keep an eye on this trade. By the way, I won't be using any analysis, nor will I use the best entry points. That is, I will put myself in the shoes of a beginner. For example, I have $500 and a robot, and I want to see it in action and open my trades all in to see what comes out of it. This is the kind of experiment I decided to conduct. By the way, I'll leave a link to this bot in the description. You just need to go and activate it. It literally takes 10 minutes of your time. But the results you can achieve are simply fantastic. The win rate of this robot is at 80%. I think this is a decent result in the world of awesome trading, and this is just for beginner traders. Already $977. Yes, I'm certainly taking a big risk, but nevertheless, an experiment is an experiment. Let's do it this way. If somehow I manage to earn $5,000 from these 5 trades, then that will be my safety point from which I won't take such big risks anymore. I'll just keep $1,000 for myself just to have them as a reserve. Okay, moving on to the next trade. Euro Australian dollar. I choose this currency pair in the booster bot. And the trade time is also 1 minute. And I wait for the signal. I receive a buy signal, and right from here I open a buy trade. As we can observe, there's a great upward movement here. The price went into a correction. Now we can expect a decent upward movement and an update of this maximum. So my goal is that in 1 minute we will reach approximately this movement. Let's observe. A decent rise already by a whole 50 points. Excellent movement. At the last moment, the price movement scared me a bit, but nevertheless it brings me an excellent profit and already $1,600. By the way, I don't recommend you try to replicate this result. It's quite risky, but for the sake of experiment, you can throw in $200 or $300 and try to open all-in trades like this. Again, the booster bot doesn't have a 100% return rate. It varies around 80 to 90% depending on the trader's skills. Well, by the way, you'll find even more perks and useful information in our Telegram channel. I'll leave the link to it in the description. Be sure to subscribe. There you'll find more strategies, indicators, and also instructions on how to work with the booster bot. And we continue further. $1,651. That's already more than 3 times. And let's choose the neighboring currency pair, euro dollar. I switch to the booster bot, select this currency pair, and the time for the trade is 1 minute. This will already be the 3rd consecutive trade. And I receive a sell signal. I open a sell trade right from here. If we look, as we can see, we have a downward price movement here. The price made a correction clearly, precisely in this segment, and after it reached this level, we can expect a decent rebound, and let's observe. Although so far, this movement doesn't please me, but let's believe that the booster bot will handle its task now. Yes, I'm pleased with this deal. And as you can see, the booster bot is handling its task. It's only the 3rd deal, and I already have $3,000 in my balance. Therefore, I'm opening the next deal for $3,037. Just think about that. These are already huge numbers. And already in just 3 deals, I've increased my balance 6-fold. This is very interesting. I want to open the 4th deal again on the euro dollar currency pair because there's very good movement and a very good payout here. I will be opening my deal with a fairly large amount, which I just earned. Let's choose this currency pair and set the trade time to 1 minute again. That is a format for very quickly increasing the deposit. And now I receive a signal to sell. Interesting. I open a sell trade. Honestly, frankly speaking, I thought there would be a clear signal to buy, since we already made a decent move in the market and could have corrected even higher. But as you can see, the second consecutive trade is opened for selling. Apparently the bot knows better what's going to happen in the market now. I was actually expecting that, okay, we profited from this move, but that we could rise even higher and then get a reversal from there. I would in fact probably open a trade for buying. But as you can see, the bot suggests the opposite situation. Once again, the trade scared me a bit at the last moment. And by the way, look, this trade brings me $2,800 and my balance is already over $5,000. And this is only the fourth trade. That is, in 4 trades, if you go all in, you can increase your deposit tenfold. It all happens so quickly, but at the same time, your risks are, consider, 50%. You won't have a second chance. So it's either you're lucky or you're not. There won't be any other option. But again, if you practice smart risk management, not doing it like I do at 100%, but instead entering at least at 20 or 15%, then with the booster bot you can earn very confidently and quickly. Once again, I remind you, the link to this robot will be in the description. Well, we're opening the final 5th trade and we'll see what we can squeeze out of this machine. I will most likely open this trade with a limit of $5,000. Let's try 5. Yes, $5,000 is my account limit. So we're going to open a trade for 5,000 bucks now. I choose the currency pair Australian dollar Swiss franc. I switch to the booster bot, select this currency pair and set the trade time to 1 minute, and I wait for the signal. I receive a sell signal, and right from here I open my sell trade for a whole $5,000. Let's do a quick analysis. Let's see what's happening here. Actually, the currency pair is quite unusual, but we have a downward movement as a priority. That is, we can observe that the price is moving downwards and all the highs are lower than the subsequent ones. So now we can expect a rebound. Yes, that's exactly what happened. From here, the price rebounded and we went lower. Let's not get excited or upset prematurely. In trading, you can't do that. You should always open your trades without emotions, with a clear head. Only then will you be able to earn money. If you get too excited or too upset, it leads to nothing. On the contrary, it will either exacerbate your overconfidence or conversely, your lack of confidence. Right now, I'm just frozen in place. The trade closed at break even. It's a very rare occurrence when funds are returned. That is, the price closed at the same quote, at the price level where we opened this trade. Honestly, I already thought that I had lost those $5,000, but as you can see, I didn't. They didn't let me earn more. Thanks for that. I made almost 12 times more than I initially thought in just 4 trades. Yes, not counting the 5th. The 5th trade, essentially, we closed at break even. We didn't lose anything and didn't gain anything with them, except for some extra buck gray. As you can see, with 4 trades, you can really earn quite well, but only if you know the tool. I shared the tools with you in the description. You go activate the booster bot, there will be a link to it, and also subscribe to our Telegram channel. And if you have any questions, then contact our support account. There, the team will help you and answer all your questions. In general, write in the comments how you liked this video. Was it interesting to you or not? And just imagine, if you continue at the same pace and open 10 trades or even 15 or 20. It doesn't take too much time, but this strategy also has a very big potential. Even when we reduce risks, for example from 80, we can trade at 13%, at 12%, and it won't be as risky. In general, try it out, test it. Our team provides you with all the tools. Well, with that, I'll be saying goodbye to you. Be sure to subscribe to YouTube and give a like. And also, don't forget to comment on this more video. See you soon.